Welcome to Get Fit. For today's workout, we are going to be focusing on our core. You will need a set of dumbbells or something heavy that you can grab onto and a mat. That's all we'll need for equipment today. So we'll get started by sitting down on our mat nice and tall with our abs tight and our legs straight out in front. Take your calves, press your calves down to the floor, sitting up tall. Pull yourself up from your hips to your shoulders. And don't forget to breathe. We're going to take our hands out, shoulder width apart with our palms facing down, and slowly lower that back down just until you feel your back wanting to arch and you feel your legs wanting to pull up off of the floor. So hold this position. Try not to hold your breath, just your body. Now we're going to take our toes and point your toes out to the wall. Abs tight, holding here. Let's pulse the arms. So we're just going to pulse the arms for 20 seconds here. We'll do 10 more seconds. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so we'll sit it up. Just getting nice and warm. You should feel that in through your quads, abs, lower back, even into the chest and shoulders a little bit. We'll make that a little bit harder on our next set. So catch your breath, set yourself up. Same movements. We're going to point the toes with the legs long. Take your calves, press your calves down into the floor, palms facing down. Lean back just until you feel your back wanting to curve so that your spine is no longer neutral. Toes pointed, pulse the arms. All right, we're gonna hold here for 10 more seconds. And then if you'd like to make this a little bit harder, let's take our left leg and lift it about a foot or two off of the floor. Hold here, 10 more seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, bring that up. Shake those legs out. Catch your breath. Not that you were holding your breath. Sometimes that happens. We're gonna do that again. Same thing, but this time we're gonna lift our opposite leg. So let's point the toes, palms facing down towards the floor. Lean back just until you feel your spine wanting to arch, wanting to break that neutral position. Pulse the arms. If you like, take that other leg up right away. Point the toes, keep those arms going. Just warming up here. 10 more seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, shake those legs out. Grab a drink if you need one. For our next set, everything is going to be the same, except we're going to take both of our legs up off of the floor. So this gets quite a bit more challenging as we do that. If that's not something that you're able to do, just stay with your feet on the floor or one foot up. But here we go. So when you're ready, abs tight, point the toes, palms facing down, lean back slightly. Let's pulse the arms. Lift both legs up off of the floor. Keep those toes pointed, abs tight. Try and keep that spine nice and neutral. And don't forget to breathe. 10 more seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, should be getting nice and warm now. Shake that out. We're gonna add a little bit more movement to that through our upper body. So let's give those legs a little bit of a break. We'll take our feet hip distance apart with our heels pressed to the floor. You can bend the knees if you like. This is a little bit easier. If you want to make that harder, you can bring that down to the floor. But we'll start here, abs tight, palms facing down, lean back. So now, instead of just pulsing the arms, we're going to take that up and over our head. Hold for 2 seconds. and then right back down for 2 seconds. Take it up, hold, 1, 2, take it down, 1, 2, up, 1, 2, and 1, 2. You got it, 10 more. Here's 9, don't forget to breathe, 8. If you'd like to make this a little bit easier, you can sit it up a little bit more. This is a little bit easier. If you want to make that harder, one leg up or both legs up. A couple more. And a last one. Take that up, shake it out. Shake out those legs. So we'll give, again, those hip flexors a little bit of a break. Let's take our hands behind, just leaning back on your hands. Find your sit bones or your balance bones on your hips. And what we're going to do is we're going to take both of our feet up off of the mat and just balance here. So just balancing on the sit bones, abs tight. Don't forget to breathe. We're going to take one heel, tap it to the floor, bring it back to our starting position. Other side, tap, bring it up. Tap, bring it up. Tap and up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, take that down, shake it out. How you doing? It's good. All right. Let's make that a little bit more challenging. If you're up for the challenge, the only difference is instead of leaning back on those hands, we're gonna come all the way up and balance on our sit bones without that support from our hands. So looks like this. Find that balance, abs tight, chest up. Don't forget to breathe. One leg at a time. We're gonna tap that heel to the floor. Nice and controlled. If you need to, you can bring those hands down by your side. 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. All right, let's roll that up. We're going to take it into a plank next. So onto our hands and knees with your hands shoulder width apart. Knees hip distance apart. You can go from your knees, which will make this a little bit easier, or to make this a little bit more challenging, you can drop down and plank from the toes. You want to make sure that your shoulders, hips, and ankles are all in alignment. We don't have our hips up too high and not too low. And we're just going to hold for 30 seconds. So up, nice and high, and hold. Try not to hold your breath, just your body. If you'd like to make that a little bit harder, you can rock forward and back on those toes. Adding a little bit of movement, 10 more seconds. And a last one. All right, let's take that up. From here, we're going to take it into some drops. So as if we were going to be going into a push-up, I'm just going to take this down nice and slow and then walk it back up. All right, so if you need to, I find this sometimes a little bit hard on the knees, you can roll that mat up. So abs tight, we're going to slowly bring that down and walk it back up. Abs tight, drop it down, nice and slow, and walk it back up. Abs tight, nice and slow, and walk it back up. Abs tight again, nice and slow, and walk that back up. If that's too challenging for you, you can walk it down and walk it back up. Walk it down with those hands into that plank and walk it back up. 4 more. Walk it down, 4. Walk it back up. 3. 2. Last one. And done. All right. That's good. We're gonna take it back into that plank. This time, we're gonna add a little bit of movement on that plank. So here we go, into that plank position from your knees or from your toes, abs tight. One arm at a time. We're gonna lift and extend up towards the ceiling, back down to our starting position, over to the other side, back down. Exhale as you lift. Keep going. We'll do 10 more. Here's 10. 9. 8. 7. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Last one. All right, I'll set that all the way up. Shake it out, grab a drink. For this next move, you're going to be laying down on your back. There's a few different options for this, so we'll start with the easiest one. All the way down on the back with your head and shoulders on the floor. Take your right leg, make your right leg nice and long, and pull your left knee in towards your chest and give it a nice big hug. Pull the knee in for 2 counts. Let that knee fall right back down to the floor. Other side. Pull that knee in for 2 counts and bring that back down. So exhale as you lower. Inhale as you lift. Pull it in. Exhale. And give those knees a big hug. Pull it in for 2. Other side. Pull it in for 2. So to make this a little bit harder, now let's take your head and shoulders up off of the ground as you pull the knee in for 2. So pull it in for 2, exhale. Other side, pull it in for 2, exhale. So do a few more like that. And then to make this a little bit harder, this gets harder fast. Instead of bringing that leg right back down to the floor, we're gonna bring it right to here. So we'll take it in, hold here, other side. Yeah, other side, pull it in. Nice job. And since I know how strong you are, how fit you are, let's speed that up for 1 count. Pull it in for 1. 1, 1, 1. 4 more. Here's 4, 3, 2, and last one. Nice job. Shake that out, roll it all the way up. So this next one we're gonna take into roll-ups. So we'll start nice and long on the mat, point your toes to one wall, reach your hands up and over your head to the other wall, keeping your feet glued to the floor, calves glued to the floor. Bring your upper body, pull your hands up towards the ceiling, lift your head and shoulders up off of the floor, roll yourself forward, reach your hands over past your toes, and bring that back down nice and slow, 1 vertebrae at a time. Your hands should come up over your head. Exhale as you lift. Do it again all the way up. Exhale, pull. You got it. And roll forward and bring that back down. So if at some point during that roll up, your feet are coming up off of the floor, that's okay. Think about this as a goal. So one day we'll be able to do this movement without our feet coming up off of the floor. 4 more. Exhale as you lift. Push. 4. Here's 3. Nice work. Last 2. And last one. Nice job. All right, let's shake that out. If you need to, grab a drink. So next up we have some Russian twists. So you can use a weight, or if you don't have a weight at home, you can use just like a ball, anything, a pillow. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our feet just hip distance apart with those heels pressed to the floor, lean back slightly so you can feel that contraction through your core. And we're just going to take that weight over to the side and then other side. So side, center, side, center. Abs tight, chest up. Once you get that rhythm going, let's speed it up a little bit. Push, push, push. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's put that down. Grab a drink, and we'll take a little break, and we'll come back soon.
Welcome back, everyone. So before the break, we showed you a couple core exercises that you can do, mainly body weight. Now we're gonna spice things up and add a little bit of weight to the game. So we're gonna start again laying down on our back. We're gonna grab a weight, whatever size you would like. Tam's gonna lay right down flat on her back. And then she's gonna take both her legs with bent knees up in the air. And if you have a couch or a ball or anything that you wanna rest your heels on, you definitely can. But if you wanna make it a little bit more challenging, you can just hold your legs there. Now what she's gonna do is extend that weight over top of her chest, so you can hold on to it kind of on each side. And then she's just gonna do a little crunch up, so not a full sit up, but she wants to try and bring that weight right over top of her knees. So reach that weight over top of her knees. So trying to work on getting her shoulder blades up off the mat. Just a little bit of a crunch and just reaching that weight up over top of her knees, bringing it back over her chest each time. So yeah, all the way back and up. And we want to do that for 12 in total. Starting now. A couple extra. Just kidding, we'll do 5 more. So just a little bit of a crunch, peeling those shoulders up off the mat. Last one, good. Now she's gonna keep that weight over top of her chest, extend her legs upwards, so her feet are right directly over her hips. And as she holds that weight there, she's gonna drop one leg at a time. So easier way is just to lay your head back, relax back, and really focus on pulling in your belly button and pushing that lower back into the mat. So you don't want to be able to put your hand through here. You should not be able to feel any air space under your back. And then if she wants to make it a little more challenging, she can come and tuck her chin to her chest. Try to peel those shoulder blades up off the mat just a little bit and breathe. Let's do 4 more. 2 on each leg, good. Last 2. And last one of this 3-part series, we are gonna do what's called a reverse crunch. So again, she's gonna hold that weight right over top of her chest. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. Easier way is to bend your knees and you're just gonna peel your butt up off the mat and bring those legs up towards that weight to make it a little harder. Keep those legs as straight as you can and just try and pop those hips slightly off of the ground. So Tam has a pretty big hip lift. It's okay if your hip lift is just little. Trust me, just the littlest bit of hip lift, you're gonna feel it right in those lower abs. So let's do 5 more. So either bent knees or straight knees, and keeping that lower back in the mat. Last 2, and 1. Okay, perfect. Now let's take a break. Let's put that weight down, and I just want to show you another option for that reverse crunch. So if that is very challenging, you feel pain in your lower back, maybe your abs are just screaming at you, you can take your hands and just prop them under your hips. So your hips come up off the ground a little bit. This is gonna make it much easier to do that reverse crunch, and it's gonna take a little bit of pressure off of your lower back. So just that little movement and just a little bit of a heel tap. So you totally decide, and it can also be a way that you can progress as well. Perfect. Let's take a break. Start up at the top again. We're gonna do that circuit one more time. So we're gonna start with that feet up. So the advantage of having her feet up, we're taking the hip flexors out of the equation. Because unfortunately, our hip flexors like to do a lot of the work that the abs should be doing. And then your abdominals don't end up doing a ton of it. They kind of become a secondary mover to the exercise. So let's just take the hip flexors out of the equation, really zone in on those abs. So let's do 6 more. Try and get those shoulder blades as much up off the mat as you can, and just reach that weight right over top of your knees. 3 more. Last one. And then we're gonna take that weight up over top of your chest. Extend those legs up. Now another simplified version of this, give your knees a little bit of a bend and just tap your heel to the ground. Keeping that weight right over top of your chest, arms extended. Push that back into the floor. Think about pulling your belly button in towards your back. Seems like an odd concept, but it works. So either full leg drop or just that heel tap. 6 more. And remember to breathe. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Last 2. And good. Take a quick second, and we're going into that reverse crunch. If anything, this is the hardest of them all. So either bent legs or straight legs or hands under your hips, and let's reverse it for 10. Again, try and keep that lower back glued to the mat. 5 more. Perfect. Get those hips up as much as you can. A little bit of a hip lift. Last 2. And 1. Great job. And we're gonna finish off with one of my favorites. This is a great one to build not only core strength, but also a little bit of back strength and just overall total body strength. And it's the side plank. So we already did front-facing planks, opening up. Now we're gonna just do an isometric hold. So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can do the full plank, where you stack your feet one on top of the other, or stand in a split stance and come up, push those hips up, and we're just leaning on our forearm here. Or you can drop that lower leg onto your knee and extend that top leg out and hold it like this. So this is the easier level. Harder level is both legs stacked. And we're just gonna hold that for 30 seconds. And just like Tam has here, very long body, all right in line. So shoulders, hips, ankles, one straight line, so she's not leaning forward, she's not leaning back. She's got everything tucked tight. We'll go for another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's swap to the other side. So you want to try to hold these planks. Start out with about 15 seconds and just work your way up. So coming into that full plank, or she can drop that lower leg onto the knee if she wants to make it a little bit easier. Suck that tummy in, keep that chest wide open, and hold. And just remember to breathe. So same thing, you want to squeeze your butt muscles. Keep those ankles stacked, keep that chest open, and we'll go for 10 more seconds. This will be one of the hardest exercises you ever do. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. So there's a few quick and easy exercises you can pretty much do anywhere at home, traveling. You want to give them a try at the gym as well. You know, start with your own body weight and then add a little bit of load. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time on Get Fit.